Adjunct Professor Moran, Macroeconomics 111. We're beginning a discussion of a new economic model, the aggregate demand and aggregate supply model. This model can handle an economic condition the last model couldn't, and that's stagflation, or cost-push inflation. Our last model could describe three economic conditions. The Keynesian aggregate expenditure model, we put aggregate expenditures here, gross domestic product here, a 45-degree reference line, and we put aggregate expenditures here. The model is brilliant in simplicity, is what we're buying equal to what we're making, and then you compare that to our full employment level of output. So you're going to compare whatever the actual amount of output is, either this scenario, aggregate expenditures, let's say recession, or on the other hand, aggregate expenditures inflation. If our output is exceeding what we can produce at full employment, then we're experiencing inflation. As unemployment falls below full employment, resources become less productive. You're compelled to use resources that aren't as productive as ones used earlier, so productivity goes down, costs go up, and those costs are passed along to consumers in the form of higher prices. This difference between this line and this line is an inflationary gap. Is associated period of growth when there's too much growth or too much buying. But here, we're producing an amount short of full employment, so unemployment will rise above the natural rate of unemployment. Resources will go idle, and this is a recessionary gap. This difference between here and here is a recessionary gap. So this can handle deflation with the recession and increase in prices with too high a level of output. But what this model can't handle is a recession with inflation. And that in the 70s was nicknamed stagflation. And this new model that we're going to discuss can in fact handle a recession with inflation, the aggregate demand, aggregate supply model. It's still going to try to explain our three economic variables, gross domestic product, inflation, and unemployment, but it's going to do it with different variables.